Okay, all right. So I'm so excited to do this call with Pam. Pam and I met, I don't even know, like I've been with Lemongrass Spa for almost 4 years, and I think I met you at my first conference um, way back in 2016, or maybe 2017. And then we got to be closer on the incentive trip, and we've just connected a lot through meetings and talking and everything like that. I totally enjoy Pam. She's a Christian, I'm a Christian, and we just like talking to each other. So I want to go ahead, and I'm letting all these people in too. So if I'm trying to multitask here, so okay. So I wrote some things down about Pam, and so Pam is always recognized for being in the top. She was in the top 12 with me last year. We were on the advisory council together for her sales. She always sells a lot. And if you guys want to mute when you come on, you can, and then we can ask questions at the end. But Pam has been with Lemongrass Spa for almost 8 years. She just promoted to executive director, and that was exciting for Pam. And she is married for almost 45 years. That's as long as I've been alive. So
Right.
that's pretty awesome. So you got married in probably 1974.
75.
75, okay.
Yep.
And she has 2 grown kids, and she stays super busy. And what Pam's going to do is talk to us about stepping stones and how she gets her guests spend up a little bit higher and has great sales every month.
Yeah.
So,
and may I go ahead and introduce you then to
yeah,
Heather?
sure.
Okay, great. I was trying to remember when we had first met, and Heather is very noticeable. The height is fabulous. I love having tall friends because Heather's my tall friend, and has a wonderful smile, and we did just connect. We both love the Lord with all our heart, and that makes such a difference in our lives. Heather has been married 20 years and has 4 children, and she, in only 3 years and 8 months, has become a senior executive director. Okay, so for you who may not have noticed, senior executive director is the next to the bottom. There's only one more after that, which is platinum director, and that's where Heather's hoping to go. That's her. She will be intentional, and she will be there. I actually was an executive director a few years ago, and just to let you know, if you lose a director, you can become an executive director again, okay? Because it took me 2.5 years to get it back, but we did. So it fluctuates, and so each one of us can just keep on and be motivated with that. Heather, with her 4 children, one of the most fun things that she's done, most recent fun thing that Heather's done, is that she and her family went swimming with the dolphins. How cool is that? Using Lemongrass Spa money. So that's what we want to do tonight, is fire you up and hopefully motivate you to get the people on your team, bless people's lives, and be intentional with Lemongrass Spa. And that's who Heather is. So
Awesome.
Thank you for joining tonight.
Yeah, and I wanted to say for you, Pam, one of your things that you paid for too was she got to take her, she's paid for trips to Maine. She just went in October with her daughter to, where'd you go, Laguna
Niguel in California.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. And you paid for that trip for you and your daughter?
Yes, for the last 4 years, she and I have traveled to a special state, and Susan is 38, just turned 38. And if I step away with the phone, that is because my daughter has put in a bid for a home, and she may text her mama and say something.
Okay.
Step away, that's what has happened. But,
awesome.
Yes. So it's a lot of
well, good. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about Facebook parties, and then Pam is going to come in and talk about kind of checking out and how she helps people check out, and has these things called stepping stones that she's done for many years. And I also did promote to senior executive director actually in a year. And then I lost 2 directors, and then I just re-promoted. So it does happen, but I'm not giving up, and I just keep going. And so Just so you guys know, I love goals. So I write things down, and I encourage you guys to write things down too, because writing things down and sharing them is something really, really powerful. So over the last 3 years and 8 months, I've done mainly Facebook parties. I think I've done probably 5 home parties. But before Lemongrass Spa, I was with 31 for 10 years and did all home parties. So when I was with 31, I was doing about 8 or 10 home parties every month. And I also became a senior executive director with Lemongrass, with 31, just doing home parties. So I'm not here to tell you that Facebook parties or home parties are, good or bad as far as you must do one. I would say incorporate both, but for me, it's just right now is Facebook parties, and that's just all I do, pretty much. So a Facebook party is very similar to a home party. You really do have to host this coach and kind of like a home party, because if you don't, when I first started doing Facebook parties, I would just say, okay, your party's on the 16th. I'll invite you into this group, and then it'll be a great party. And it wasn't so interactive. And so now I've learned through a process of elimination and a process of like, okay, I'm not going to do that. Just how to get my parties. I averaged my parties, each month. My parties, sometimes I'll have $1,000 party, but sometimes I'll have like a $200 party where this girl wants to order like $100, and I'm like, gosh. And then I try to get some other orders together. So that brought my party average down a little bit, but I would say my average is about a $600 party, and that's throwing in those $200 parties here and there. So I do have $1,000 parties, and I do have these $200 parties that I will put together. So when I'm hostess coaching, I've got like a method, and I use the Notes app in my phone a lot. If you have an iPhone, you probably have the Notes app. If you don't have an iPhone and you have a Gmail account, you could use Google Keep, and I just copy and paste. Like I'll keep everything that I send to my hostesses in a note, and I just copy that and paste it and send it to her. But so for the hostess coaching, I'm always sending her a message as soon as she books. Hey, Kelly, I'm so excited to partner with you, and use that word partner, because partner, there's something in that word that makes people feel special. And they're like, wow, she wants to partner with me, versus, oh, I'm so excited you booked a party. It's going to be great. You use that word partner, and she kind of gets hooked in. And so I always say, thank you for booking your party with me. I can't wait to partner with you. And then I kind of go through this list of things for her to do. But I do want to tell you that connecting with your hostess is super important, especially on a Facebook party. She's probably not in your town. If she is in your town, I recommend taking her for lunch or coffee or something, and sitting down with her and having her go through the catalog with you. Because that connection is really what helps her work for you, because she really is working for you, and she's working for free. So you really need to help her. She's your football, like in a football team, she's your quarterback. And if you don't tell your quarterback what to do, everything kind of falls apart. So let me give you some tips on hostess coaching. Okay, so personally, for me, my best in-home nights for home parties, let me tell you this real quick, was Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, or Friday. My best Facebook party nights are Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. But that's up to you. But for me, I find that for Facebook parties, Fridays are out. Saturdays are out. Sunday nights possibly, but I have the best Mondays, Tuesdays, or Thursdays. Fridays was my biggest party night for home parties. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so I told you what I tell my hostess, and I save that in a note. I'm so excited to partner with you. And then I also tell her that I'm going to send her a text invite. And I just made a text invite. I posted it on our Team Hope page, but I made it with word swag. But you can go to Pexels, Pexels.com, and they have a lot of stock photos. And I just saved spa. I went to Pexels.com, and I saved a spa picture, and I'll show you what I have here. But I'll also, I used to use an app called Red Stamp, but it's not available anymore. So I used this, and I don't even know if you guys will be able to see it. No, you won't. But I'll send it to you. But it basically says her name, and I send this to her. It's a picture of a text invite, and I tell her, I'll say, and I save all this on my phone. Invite those who you would invite into your living room, maybe 30 to 40 for your Facebook invite to a group, and at least 10 to 15 that you're going to text. So once she tells you, so when you have a hostess that's doing a Facebook party, you don't want her to invite 200 people. I've had parties with 200 people that there was no orders. I've had parties with 10 people where it was $1,000 party. So you definitely want to coach her on how to invite. So I say between 30 and 40, because usually 10%, even at a home party, if you invite 30, 10 will come. So for a Facebook party, 30 to 40 is fine. Do not over invite, and you have to ask them before you invite them into the group. And the way you're going to ask them is you're first going to send them this text that says, with this picture that I can give Pam, and I've posted it on my team page. And she's going to text that invite first, ask for permission to add them to the group. Once they say, yes, you can add me into the group, then I tell her, just keep a list of people that say yes to your invite. So that way she knows she's got interested people that are coming into her Facebook party. So once she tells you that she's had at least 10 yeses, then you add her into your group. Now, before you add her into the group, you have everything set up. You have your description set up, which I'll tell you what I put in there. You have your welcome video, and you have your banner. And in the description, you want to make it easy for them, because the first thing they see when they come into your Facebook party, I do my Facebook parties in groups. I used to do events, but I do groups now. You can't really schedule in an event. It's just a lot easier to do in a group. And when my hostess decides to become a consultant, I turn that Facebook party into her VIP group. And I tell her, you don't have to create a VIP group. You already have one. I'm going to make you the admin. What do you want to name it? I usually just name it for her so she doesn't have to go around and figure out how to do that. And then I'll tell her, I'm going to take myself off as the admin, and now it's your group. I'm going to unpin my welcome video, and now you do your own welcome video for your group, and you pin that to the top. And so that way she doesn't have to recreate a group and feel stressed out about that. That's another reason I like to do it in groups. Okay, so here's what I tell her. So I even send this to her. So, okay, Kelly, here's the text you're going to send. Okay, you're going to include this picture. This is a picture graphic that I'm sending you, but you're also going to put words with it. So what I say is, this is what she's going to tell her friends. And I say, copy and paste this. Hey, Kelly, how are you? Or hey, Jennifer, Kelly's my hostess. Hey, Jennifer, how are you? I'm hosting a lemongrass spa online event. And I can send this to you, Pam, if you want to, in writing. And thought of you because you love natural products, or I thought of you because you're my best friend and I want you there. My consultant will do a drawing for the first 10 to comment on her early bird drawing post. Would it be okay if I invited you? And then if they say yes, then she's going to have a little piece of notebook, or she can use her notes in her app. I just tell her, keep a list of your names of people that say yes. And then I'm going to add you into, so like right now I have a party that's next Tuesday. I sent her this today, so it's a week. And then I told her, when they say yes, you can invite me. Then I told her to say, great, I'll invite you into the group this weekend. And so she's starting her list, and she's got intentional people that want to be in the party. It's not just random. And so even if it's just 10 people, there are 10 people that said, yes, invite me. So she's got her list. And then once she has 10 people, she'll tell me, great, awesome. I'm going to add you into this group now. You can start inviting. So my parties last 5 days. I start my graphics kind of like for Tuesday party. I'm going to start adding her. Once she tells me she has at least 10, I'm going to add her in on Saturday. Saturday depends on whatever your schedule is. And then she can start adding her friends in on Saturday. And then on Sunday, I'll do some pre-posts like, let's get to know let us know how you know the hostess, just maybe some games or interactive posts, things like that. Also have your welcome video at the top, already pinned to the top. And then on Monday is when my graphics start. So Monday, for me, this is what I would do for this Tuesday party. I wrote it down here. So my parties are 5 days. So Monday would be family. I talk all about family, like the balms and deodorants and things like that. And then Tuesday would be essential oils. It's all about essential oils. Wednesday is skincare. Thursday would be makeup, and Friday would be wrap up and order. My live video is on Tuesdays. And so the live video we'll talk about in just a minute. Okay, so you've got them invited into the group. I always do my welcome video, pin it to the top, and in the very top part of that is called your copy. That's what you type in there. You can say a little bit, what is lemongrass spa anyway, and a little bit about me, because people really won't watch the video unless you kind of say something. And then you don't want to talk a lot about yourself because they don't really care about you, but they might want to know a little bit about you. People mostly care about themselves, but you can tell them a little bit because they want to know you and like you and trust you. So that's what I do in there. And then you can even put in there, in that copy, post a picture of your family below for your first chance to win a prize from me. And then, you know, then they're going to comment a picture of themselves. And then when they comment, you comment on it like, oh, what a beautiful family. You know, that just helps them feel like you are paying attention to them. For your cover photo, you know, it's up to you on what you want to do. You can use stock photos from Lemongrass, but what I like to do is I have a picture of me and my kids in a charcoal face mask, and I just put that up there, and it's I can send you some examples of what I have, but you can make those in Canva. Canva you should do on your computer. It's hard to do on your phone, so if you're going to do Canva, use your phone. I mean, use your computer. For banners, I usually use my computer. For anything else, I use my phone. So let's see here. And when you do your cover photo, think about solving a problem. Like, I've got some names here. So must have summer skincare. That could be the name of your event. Get your glow on. Heather's, I did one myself. Heather's, stay in and treat yourself. Jessica's, I'm waiting. Sorry. Okay. Jessica's Ditch and Switch event. Cassie's virtual beauty bar. Spring into natural products. Winter proof your skin. Melissa's skincare event. Flawless skin event. Summer skin event. So you basically don't want it to be boring, like Katie's lemongrass spa party, you know, oh yay, I got 200 invites today, and I'm not going to that. But if you say something like, you know, fun, then they might want to come, because everybody gets invited to everything. So you have to make it attractive. And then in your about section, I actually have that saved in my phone, in my app, actually, and I can just take notes on what you want me to send you based on what I'm talking about, and I can definitely do that. But so I'm going to my app and my notes, and I'm putting in about. So I've got my about section saved, and I'm not going to read everything to you, but basically you want it to be informative. Mine is kind of long, but because I want them to have everything they need in the about section. And then the about section is what they see too when they first come to your party. So my first thing in my about section is, welcome to the party, join us Thursday night or whatever day it is at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you put that, for a fun Facebook Live demo party. And then I go on further. I share the shopping link, the catalog link, and then I tell them here's how it's going to work. You can order at any time. If you want to order as soon as possible, you can select direct ship, but I won't be able to add any goodies to your order. And then I've got little colored hearts to make it look fun. And I just put my cell number there. So, and then I just copy that, and then I paste it every time I make a party. I just like it to be simple. Let's see here. Oh, and then once you create your Facebook group, go on your phone and look at it and make sure your banner looks good, because most people will be viewing this on their phone. So they're going to be looking on their phone. Make sure it looks appropriate. And then the party layout, I told you my parties are 5 days. On the third day, around the third day, I go live. On the fifth day, we close. And if you have your live video on a Tuesday, you're done before the weekend hits. So you're closing up by Thursday and Friday, so you have your weekend free. So that's when you have live video on a Tuesday. Or you could have your live video on a Thursday. So it just depends on what you do. Okay. And if you guys have any questions, I gotta keep looking over here. Okay. If you have any questions, just let me know. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so your live video. If you guys do a Facebook party, I encourage you to do a live video, because just posting alone, people won't get to know you, and people won't buy from you unless they know, like, and trust you. And to get to know, like, and trust you, they need to see you on a live video. Who cares if you have kids in the background? I mean, you don't want screaming kids in the background. If somebody comes in and says, "Hey, mom," that's fine. But try to get in a quiet place, where you don't have a lot of distractions. If you have toddlers like I used to, that's probably harder to deal with, hearing that in the background. But it's so definitely do a reminder graphic before. If you guys want to mute, there we go. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Okay. So on your live video, oh, this is something else I did. Okay. So I have my own party frequently. It's not always a mystery hostess party, but it usually is. But what I do is I have, I don't know, thousands of friends, 1,500 friends or something. So I will do my own party, and I'll invite people to my own party. I'll take this section of friends that I know from the church that I went to when we lived in Alabama or whatever. And so I'll take that group of people, I'll book a party, and I'll say, hey, I'm going to invite all these people. So there's my party. And so I'm just giving you an idea of who to book your own parties with, because if you're like, oh, I don't have any hostesses, you can definitely have a hostess. Just think outside of the box. Like, who did I work with when I was 20? Oh yeah, I've got like 10 friends from my work. I'm going to add them to a Facebook, because then they all know each other. And so then they're all connected, and it helps it be interactive. But when I had my own party, I learned something. I sent personal messages to everybody that was my friend on the party 15 minutes before I was going to go live. 15 to 30 minutes. Of course, you can't do it all in 30 minutes or 15 minutes. So 15 to 30 minutes. And I would send them a message. And you can even text it. That way Facebook doesn't think you're spamming anybody. So you text it. Say, hey, Kelly, I'm going live in 15 minutes. I hope you'll join me. Go to the next person. Hey, Jennifer, I'm going live in 15. You don't have to actually do the microphone voice, but you know how you text. I had 15 people watching me on my live video. So now I tell my hostess, okay, don't forget. And so when I'm on a party, some of the people in the group are my friends, even if I'm just meeting them, because I do request these people to be my friends. But I post it. I post a little picture of a sad person looking up, like, and I can send you the graphic. I got it from Stephanie Van Ness, but it's this little pathetic thing looking up in a picture, and it says, I may ask you to be my friend during this party, but you can unfriend me when I'm done. But that way, now they see into your life, they see who you are. So I feel like as direct salespeople, we need to be professional friend makers. Like, you need to invite people to be your friend if you want to build a big team, because they're going to see your life and they're going to want to be your friend, unless you have horrible posts. So don't put sad things on, or like really sad stuff that I have to stop looking at some people, because I'm like, why would you post that? Just be happy. But anyway, so anybody that I'm friends with on my Facebook party, I'm sending a message personally. Don't forget to join me in 15 minutes. And then I'll tell my hostess, I'll take a snapshot. I'm not friends with these 8 people, so send these 8 people a message. I'll take care of everyone else. Because I promise you, you'll get more people on the live video. And I always do a drawing for the first person to tell me hi or type hi. They get a goodie added to their order, not just a goodie, it's added to their order, because I used to that wasn't good when I did that, because then people would just not order. Okay, so after the live video, I always post, thank you for coming, here's the link to order. I also like to self-checkout, so I'm sure Pam is going to talk about that. Let's see here. Oh, and when you start your live video, start talking right away. Don't pause. Don't sit there and be like, we're just going to wait for some people to get on. and you just start doing something, because then they're going to be like, oh, I'm not going to watch that. And then people that are watching the replay have to fast forward like just a little bit to when you start talking. So I have started every party on time. 8:30 I start, whether there's the hostess on there or not, but you can start with fluff. Like, hi guys, my name's Heather. I'm so excited for you to be here tonight. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I know I already did, but that way nobody's going to miss anything. And then when you get those people on, then you can start getting into the real part of your party. Okay, so I'm gonna let Pam go and talk now about checking out, because the live video is done and I have some other tips, but I don't want to run out of time. So Pam, I'm gonna let you kind of tell us what your stepping stones are, and I'm gonna get ready to take notes because I definitely want to take notes on this.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Heather. I've got a lot of notes on you too. So it's so much fun to hear you say words that I have in my notes that I share as well. So we are so much alike. I think it's always the best to know a little bit about someone. So who I am is that I love the Lord with all my heart. Before I go to any event, before I come to a call, whether it be a one-on-one, whether I'm out and about, I ask God, please be with me. I do not have to share Jesus' name. I just hope that they can see Jesus in my life. And so that's the very most important to me. Next, most important is that I want to make connections. I want to build relationships. So, Carla, I do remember you. I remember your face. Bianca, I know your face. Kelly, Martha, my girls, I may not say you all. Martha, though, wave, Martha. Martha is my niece. And so she lives in New York. Megan, and so when you're at a party, and I don't like to call them parties, so I've scrolled over to the next page to see who else is on here. But it's very important when you're at an event that you meet the ladies and you call them by name. Try to memorize that name. Some way, get their name in your head, okay? And the most important way to do that is you say their name 3 times. So, Kelly, nice to meet you tonight. I'm going to pamper you. And Kelly, what is it that you do? Kelly, do you live here in town? Where do you live? Wherever. And so I have Kelly's name now. And then, I go to Megan. I pamper Megan. Now, Megan, I'm not going to know you 3 weeks from today, but tonight I will know your name. Okay? That's very, very important. And so you're making connections, you're building relationships, even for meeting everybody at the event for the first time. And it doesn't matter what kind of event it is. If it's at a vendor event, if it's one-on-one, I'm known for going, I usually have a lemongrass bob bag on the back whenever I'm getting ready to share this, because I'm a retired school teacher and I love visuals. But even when I go out and about, I have my lemongrass spa bag on my shoulder. I have on my lemongrass spa shirt. I have on my lemongrass spa jewelry. You get the idea. And whenever I walk in the door, if I'm out and about, I already have in my hand something that smells heavenly. I introduce myself, and when I'm out and about, that means I'm out and about in town. I am introducing my products to people. I'm getting to know people. Right now, you can't do that, but once COVID is over, we'll be able to be out and about again. So when I'm out and about, that just simply means that I already have in my hand something and I'm unscrewing it. I have to get past the gatekeeper. So Grace, you're the gatekeeper. And I've asked you if I'm in a school. She'll say, oh, no, you can't see the principal. He's busy. And so I'm unscrewing this thing. And she says, what do you want with him anyway, or her? And I say, well, I want to come and pamper you and your staff. And then I already have the thing unscrewed and I'm sticking it under her nose to smell. Right, Martha? You can see me doing that. So that is what I do. Yeah, thanks. And so this is the way that this is who I am. Okay, so I've shared with you a lot in those few minutes. I've shared with out and about, at a pampering event. I don't like to call them parties. We're having a girls' night out. We're pampering. We're having fun. You connect with the hostess. Heather shared that over and over again. She has to trust me. She's invited me into her home. She doesn't know me from Adam or Eve. And so, you have to build the relationship, and that's very important. So whenever you are at the event, Kelly, I told you that we're going to go in there and we're going to give you a hand treatment. I am listening. Now, Heather and I are talking a lot tonight. We're training, we're coaching. I have on my training hat, so I'm talking more. But Kelly, when we're at the sink and I'm giving you a hand treatment, I teach my team, and if you've heard me say this before, we have 2 ears for a reason. God gave us 2 ears so that we listen twice as much as we speak. So as we get to know people where we're at, Heather, you said it too, they don't want to hear about me. I want to hear about you. So as I'm giving Megan your hand treatment, I'm asking you questions. I'm trying to remember, because when I get your order form, I'm going to write these notes on your order form. And when you check out with me, I may even pull the order form out immediately so I can write these things that you've told me. And then as I ask questions, I find out, okay, Bianca, is this going to be something that is going to be good for you? Okay. And I'm going to see that, she's encouraging, she smiles, she nods, she's asking questions, Carla, Mickey, I don't know if you're still on here. We're asking questions, we're listening. So we're speaking not as much as we're listening. We get them to tell stories. I don't always agree with these people who say we're storytellers. We are story listeners, because people want to tell me their story. Right, Erin? So, whenever I get to meet you, I have talked with Erin. Erin's on my team. I haven't met her in person yet, but, I know a lot about Erin because I want to hear her story. And so that's very important. And I tell you all these things because this is who I am, and this is what builds up to my having such large parties. Okay. And I don't call them parties to the hostess. So we do this wonderful hostess coaching that Kelly, that Heather shared with us. And so this is what I want you to think about. Whatever it is that I'm sharing with you tonight, you find your groove. You know that Disney movie, that llama that has to get her groove back? Her name is Cusco. Find your groove. Practice it. I ride bicycles. When I would be in the car by myself, I practice my lines. You get it to where it just flows off your tongue, and you can ask and the questions to people and get to know people and build a relationship. So find your groove. And as you do that, it's going to make you more confident, because this is going to give you, you're going to find out who you are and how you're going to share lemongrass ball with all these people. Okay, so when you're at the event, you can only take into the house with you to the pampering fun 1 load. Okay, and you don't bring your entire kit. Now, I've had people before, Heather, they take their whole $139, $129 bag of goodies with you. That's too much stuff. So whenever you go to an event, you are only packing in with 1 load. Plus, in the load that I take in, I have this pretty basket that I call it my stepping stones. And I'm going to tell you about that stepping stones basket in just a moment. But there's one more thing I want you to remember. I want you to know my KBC plan. K stands for no, B stands for believe, and C stands for claim. So as you work your business, and before you go on and do whatever it is that you're doing, you set these goals, you know in your head what you want, you believe that you can do it, and you go ahead for the third step and you claim that you're going to get there. That's the difference in Heather Stapleton and Tara LaMagna. Beth Kim, I think, is a senior executive director. There's only a handful, you all, that get there. And so it's the goals and it's KBC. You know it, you believe it, and you claim it. Then you're intentional. Intentional is so very important. We have integrity and we are intentional about what we do. Okay? So as you set the goals, you're going to be intentional to get there. And you got to work. You know, this is my job. I taught school 30 and a half years. I've been retired 10. I've realized a few years ago, I would say to people, you know, who's somebody I haven't called on yet? Laura. You know, Laura, they would say, what do I do? I would say that I was retired. I'm a retired school teacher. That's who I thought I was, even though I'm a lemongrass spa consultant. And you know what? It's okay to say that we are a successful lemongrass spa consultant. Heather and I have great trouble with that because both my word last year was worthy. Heather's word this year is worthy. If we as women can just be confident and know that we are worthy to be successful, it just makes it so much easier. Okay, so we want to be intentional with what we do, and this is how I'm intentional. I am to my stepping stones basket now. So prior to the event, I tell my hostess, if you will have 5 outside orders, I'm going to give you a full-size product at your Pampering Girls Night Out. I don't tell her what full-size product I'm going to give her because I don't know what I'm going to have on my shelf to give to her that night, okay? But I give her a full-size product. I hand it to her when I get there if she has 5 outside orders. Now, you all know that if we have a hostess who has 5 outside orders, she could very well already be at $200, okay? Second thing I do is as I'm talking with her and sharing with her what to do at this girls' night out, I tell her that if you will have a particular amount of sales, I will bring to your event orders as well. Now, Heather, you mentioned this as well. You said that you sit down with the hostess and you find out their wish list. That's important to do because we want them to know that they want $60, $100, $200 of free product. I'm going to do as much as I can to get her to that point. But if she doesn't even know what she wants, and if I don't know what she wants, we don't know what we're doing. You know what, you don't know what you want, you don't know how to get there. You see the idea? Okay, so I always am collecting orders. I told you a while ago that I do a lot of out and abouts. I'm always collecting orders. And what I do with those orders is I bless the hostess with those orders. And I even tell people, if I've got a hostess that's worked really hard, she's, you know, at whatever amount, 890, and she was hoping for 1,000. You know, I might even say to someone who calls me, you know, Pamela, I'm needing some face moisturizer and some Bugaboo and, you know, whatever. I say, well, if you'll go ahead and order that tonight, I'm going to put this on Sarah's order. Would that be okay with you? Well, they go ahead and order then, you all. Women love to help women, right? So that's another little thing. So the stepping stones. Heather Stapleton was so cute. I will never forget this. Whenever I shared my stepping stone basket idea with you, I change it up all the time. Little Heather, I told her what I had going on then. You copied it, and I think that's what you use, but you can just mix it up. But that's what I remember about with that. So my stepping stones basket looks like this. Okay, so when you get extra credit with the company and you want to buy samples, or if you just want to buy samples, I teach my girls not to buy samples because it doesn't go towards your PB unless you need samples, okay? But whenever you get those extra credits in your account, buy you some samples. So this is what I say to women at the party. So here we are all sitting around the table. I have my basket sitting there, and I have a bunch of samples. And I have like a face cream with tea tree. And I tell them to look in the basket and see what all's in there and see what you want tonight, because as you decide on your purchase tonight, when you hit these stepping stone marks, you're going to get to take something home tonight with you, because I like to go ahead and say, you know, Alicia, whenever you place an order, do you want it now or yesterday? Or do you want to wait for it? You know, they always want it. Women want it now. And so you give them something to take home that night. So $59 is the starting point. That's what I use. Now, I have to say that if you don't feel comfortable putting it at $59, start it at $40, okay? Because you want everybody to spend at least $40, because that way shipping is 10% of their order. So, ever what you feel comfortable. Mine is $59, and they get to choose one sample. And I tell them, now, as you decide on your order and your price points, you can come ahead up. You don't have to wait till checkout. You can come ahead and get it out of my basket, and you should see them. And you know, it's not disruptive. It doesn't mess up things, but they know that what they want out of that basket. So $59 is a sample. $65 is what the company does. So typically, you know, and if it's $65 and they get a 2-ounce little lotion or an ounce coconut icing, and it's $1, I never charge them $1. I always just give it to them at $65. And then the next thing I might do is something at $89. And at $89, you could do a 2-ounce hand lotion. You could get some of the little body icings, and you give them one body icing at $89. Just whatever you have on hand. And you see that I'm using things that you get PB for, okay? Because lots of times on our team, we have people working toward incentives. So at $109, you might give them a bar of soap. Or you may only give them, I meant to grab a 2-ounce, pretend this is our 2-ounce body mist. You might give them a 2-ounce body mist. It's up to you, okay? And then you don't stop there. You don't stop at $109. You keep on going. And this is the difference in people who have big parties and people who quit. I learned this a hard way. About 3 years ago, I had this woman. It was an aunt of a new consultant. I was doing her, her launch party, okay? And so her aunt kept on buying and kept on buying. She was like at $250. I quit selling. What did she do? She quit buying. When she pulled out her wallet, what did she have in her wallet? 4 $100 bills. Seriously, this was, I can't remember if it was 3 years ago or 4 years ago. That changed my life. That was life-changing for me, because women come to events to purchase, you know, and never, ever, always tell your hostess to not use this line. Whose name have I not said yet? There's Laura. I said Laura already. Maybe I think I got everybody. Oh, I can go to my girls. Donna's on here and Jazz is on here. You know, now I forgot what I was going to say. Do you remember what I was just saying, Heather? Oh, heck. Well, it will come back. I'm so sorry. I
You were talking
completely
about the
lost.
girl who had the $400 bills and you stopped selling.
Yeah. Okay. So it is life changing then for you. It will give you confidence to be able to just keep on selling until they say, Pamela, I'm done. And they'll say it. So whatever you have on hand. Okay. So if you have several healing elements bombs, and when they get to $159, you say at $159, you get a healing elements bomb. And so that night, they will get to take home a healing elements balm, a bar of soap, a lotion, and a sample. And they spent, $200. Actually, my numbers are higher. I will have to look at this, Heather, and tell you better for those because I didn't have all my, I go like 59, and then the company's is at 65. And then I go 89, and then I go 109, and then I go 139, and then 169. And then I've learned that I keep on going. And if they keep on buying, they get to take home free products. Now, you do not want the cost take away, more than 5% of what your sales are. And if you ever host parties like these bundles that we got to get yesterday, if you ever get to be a hostess at your own event and you can get some free products, that's how you use these things too, to not take away from your own income, because we want you all to make money. That's what our trainer with the virtual conference is going to be talking to us about, that it's okay to make money and it's okay to say we want you to make money. Okay, so and so those are the things that I do. I'm training, I'm building, I'm working with my hostess. I've encouraged her to have 5 outside orders. I've told her that if she will hit a particular amount in sales the night of her pampering fund, I will have orders to add to her event. And those are orders that I have gotten from people, and I just accumulate them and hold on to them. I don't hold on to them too long. You don't hold on to orders longer than a week, And then I do my stepping stones. And I believe that takes care of what I do. So I can tell I've gotten really tired. My son had me out on a wave runner this afternoon. He bought a wave runner, and so I was out in the sun for 2 hours. I had a date with my son. It was a lot of fun, and it started hitting me about 10 minutes ago, so I've lost my train of thought. So if you have any questions on anything that I left gaps in, please feel free to ask me, and I would love to answer those questions for you. Thank you, Heather.
Yeah, Pam, that was awesome. So yeah, I always like whenever I hear someone tell me something, I'm like exact. I'm like, okay, I want to hear you again. What did you say? I want to do that. But now from what I'm hearing you say is that it can be anything. And just to clarify, if they spent $159, they get each stepping stone.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's why I say, okay, I want our consultants, I want you to make money. I don't want you to go in the hole with this. And so if you don't feel confident at first, do it with your mother and your aunts or somebody that you know is going to be doing a lot of purchasing, and see how it goes maybe. But and do the math, figure it up and see. Well, when you can't give these if it's too much for you. You can always, they don't care. They don't care. You don't even have to get up to a $12.50 item. They just want stuff to take home that night.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what.
It's a great idea. And, people can take what they want. If people feel like you would make $39 on a $159 order. So, but the thing about it is that people will come back and be your customer and be loyal to you if you give them things. Even if it's just a $1.25 body polish that you're adding to their order, which we can't do right now, but that'll change hopefully soon.
Yeah.
So, and I wanted to go over just another quick thing that I do on my Facebook parties to encourage people to book, because that is the hardest thing, is to book a party at a Facebook. And so that's where your business is, bookings. And so what I'll do is, I just came up with this name too, and I do recommend this book. So this is a book called The Facebook Party Secrets by Lynn Bardowski, who has been at our conference. She's amazing. She's the $1 Million Party Girl. It's really thin, but it's all how she does her parties on Facebook. But she used to be a party light, of course she's now. But this is a great book. It's like $10, I think, and it's great. She also has a free group on Facebook called $1 Million Party Girl, that you can, it's like a page, it's her public page, but I've been to her retreat. It's great. But anyway, so this is good. But I get a lot of my ideas from her. But so she actually called it this. She called one of her bundles, well, she just referenced. So this is what I would do in my Facebook party. Guys, we're nearing the end. I want to show you the Mac Daddy must-have. Okay, so this is what I love. This is what I use every day. I'm going to show you everything here and tell you how much it costs for a regular buying customer, how much and how much a hostess could get it for, okay? So then I pull out the prebiotic face wash, the prebiotic mist, the eye gel, because I've already talked about it all in my party. The eye cream, the microdermabrasion cream, and the coconut rehab cream. So you can get all of that, and I'll hold it up and I'll say all of this, for $145 as a regular buying customer. Or if you host a $600 party, not in June, but in any other month, you would save $90 and you would get it for $55. So you can tell your husband that you saved $90 just by booking a party, and he'll be so happy. Or you know what, you can join me and you could get the kit for $39 because you get to take $90 off of that. So just saying, if you guys want all of this or whatever it is that you want, I would love to help you do a party. So you're going to want to just drop little things. And then as far as joining, and you're showing the body polish, oh my gosh, this body polish is so awesome. You can shave with it. Oh yeah, this is in the kit. I think you actually get 2 or 3 of these in the kit. So think about that too, the consultant kit. And you can do a makeup bundle if you have a lot of people that want makeup, to get them more attracted into booking. And then of course, I know some of you guys here on the video tonight are thinking, I want it all, or I want so much more than I can afford. And that's okay. I have great news for you. You can book a party with me in July. I have like 5 dates left or 4 dates left. And I'm going to pull up these gifts. I have 2 gifts here, and you can hold a little gift bag up and say, I have 2 hot dates in July. One is the 14th and one is the 16th. So the first 2 people that book those dates get to pick which bag you want, number 1 or number 2 or A or B. And you might do that in the beginning, kind of middle beginning. And that way, maybe someone will book. I want to see what's in there. And if you got some of these samples that we just were allowed to get, just throw 4 or 5 samples in there, and it's just a bag full of goodies. Oh, let's see what you got. You booked a party. Okay, you're going to get this and you're going to get that. And then the fear of missing out is going to make that other person that's thinking, I want to book a party, she's going to say, I'll book a party. Okay, let's see what's in your bag. So it doesn't always happen, but just keep trying and it will happen. So that's your call to action, is have somebody book a party at the end. Let's see. I think. Oh, and definitely have your Y bag. If you don't know what a Y bag is, I can tell you. But you definitely. Pam, do you have a Y bag?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That is so important, and I have used it 13 years. It changes over the years, but does anyone not know what the Y bag is? I think you probably all do, but if you don't, you can ask when we're done, and I'll tell you. And then when you're done with your live video, you can go back and edit it. So edit it and say you want to add. So right when you start, you're probably not going to want to type all of this in. Like, here's the link to the order, here's the link to the catalog. But when you're done with your live video, you can go back and tap those 3 buttons three little dots at the top, edit, and then you can add in there. Thanks for joining us on the live tonight. Here's the link to order. Here's the link to the catalog. If you have any questions, here's my cell phone, you know, whatever you wanted to put in there. And I did want to talk to you real quick and then done about Katie Cunningham on our team. And last month she sold $8,000. And she does all Facebook parties, and she has a little baby. And so I asked her what she does, and so she gave me some of her tips here. So she has 2 to 3 parties a week. Her parties last 5 days. She schedules everything. I use SendShare. She uses Visly. She challenges the hostess to get 2 bookings. If they do get 2 bookings before her party starts, then they get a free product that she picks. Plus, she allows them to take anything in the catalog that's $20 or under. She'll buy that for them. That's for 2 bookings before the party starts. She does a daily drawing. I also do a daily drawing. She does do a live video. She does normally 2 bundles that she bundles up together and does a discount on them. And then she says the first 2 people that buy her bundle will get free shipping. So just some tips from her. I asked her to come on tonight, but of course she has a party. Because she's always partying. So I want to open it up for questions now for either one of us. If you guys do have any questions or input or anything like that, I would love to answer those questions for you.
You know, I see up in the chat the thresholds for the amounts that I have. I usually start mine at $59, but if you would like to start a threshold at $40, then the company one can be at $65, and then you can do one like at $89. But now, if you don't feel comfortable, you can do it at $79. It depends on what you all do. Then take it to $109, and then $159. $199. How comfortable do you feel now? Very comfortable. So you just keep on selling. $239, and I go from $199 to $239, and it's just whatever I have. Okay.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. And I didn't even see the chat over here. Yeah, I will post. I'll send you the names that I said, Pam, and then you can put that on your group. And
yes.
then I'll do that in my group too. Okay. Does anyone else have any questions? Okay, what is a Y bag? Oh, Martha doesn't know what a Y bag is. Okay, let me see if I can.
I have forgotten to share that with the girls. So.
Oh, okay.
I could go grab mine. Mine's fun too. It's cool.
Yeah, go grab it, Pam.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So Martha, the why bag is so important. So it's basically a bag full of reasons as to why you sell lemongrass spa. So my bag looks like this. It's an old 31 lunch tote. And you can use anything. So I'll say, okay, so this is one of my most favorite parts of the party. I'm going to share with all of you why I love lemongrass spa. Now, I know you didn't come here looking for a job tonight, but I'm just going to share with you why I love my job. So in here I have a picture, 2 pictures actually, and of course you're going to have different stuff, but I have a picture of my twin sister who I get to take on incentive trips with me because my husband's in the military and doesn't always get to go. Of course I have a picture of my family, and I'm in there too. But sometimes as a mom, we get overlooked and we don't always get like recognized for raises and stuff like that. And so it's fun to be in a company that I get to do that. And then I have this plate in here. It says Lady Boss. I bought that at Tuesday morning, if you have a Tuesday morning in your area, because I am a lady boss and I get to be one, so I might as well have it name's late. I have a stethoscope in here because I was able to help my husband go to medical school while I did direct sales. I have a Bible in here because I want to do what's in the Lord's will for my life. And then I have a big black bra for all the support that I get from lemongrass spa. So it's definitely, I clarify, this is not mine. If you know me, I'm like a size A. So it's just on the clearance rack at Target. But I have a great group of girls on my team. Our home office is awesome. So if you know anyone who's working for like daycare in taxes, I would love to help them, or that might be you. So let me know after. And then you just put it away. And
I
so,
love that. That's hysterical.
yeah. So go buy your black bra on clearance at Target and make it big. Unless you're big, then make it small.
Oh, that's great. Mine's about the same way, except mine has like a passport in it because I love to travel, and I have a jet plane because I like to fly. And so it's whatever that you like to do the best. And so it really is wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah, you could put a piece of tile in there because I want to get new tile in my bathroom, or a
That's
car. I'm looking for a new car, or a cut-out credit card. I'm paying off debt. So that is how I have built a team, is through pulling at people's hearts, because then they start thinking, I want to do that. I want to, take my twins or my sister on a trip or something like that. So yeah,
At what
definitely.
point in the party would you do that?
I do that at the end. So I also do a question game. So right before the question game, I do, like, I'm finishing the party and I'll talk about the Mac Daddy, bundle thing. And then I'll say, oh, I need to do one more thing, ladies. I have this little bag here that's got all the reasons of why I love my job. So I'm going to go through this real quick. I know you didn't come here looking for a job tonight, but I just want to share a little bit with you, and then go into that. And then maybe do some finalizing, like, okay, we're about to end the party here, but I am going to give you a chance to get some tickets. I'm going to actually let you get 2 tickets for every question you ask me about my job. You can't ask me about the products, but you can ask me like how many hours a week I work, how much I make on each party, anything you want. And if nobody says anything, because it's a little awkward, because I did it at every home party for 10 years, but then on the Facebook parties, it's like they're either talking to their husband, or nobody's paying attention, and I'll say, well, I'll give you an example. So here's a good question: how much would it cost to get started? Oh, that's a great question. So it's $129 or free, blah blah blah. Anybody else have a question? Oh yeah, well, I do work about 20 hours a week. So you can kind of just be funny if nobody's asking, because maybe everybody's not paying attention at that moment. So yeah, towards the end is when I do that.
That's perfect. I'm so glad you brought that up tonight. Yeah.
So my call to action for you guys is to all get your buy bags. I know some of my girls have it. I know Kelly has one.
Yeah.
Carla has one. Alicia, I think you have one.
Excellent.
But
Very good.
Megan, I don't know, you might need to get one. But anyway, do y'all have any more questions?
How have you kind of build? I know that you build your base through referrals and parties and things like that. Is there another way that you've been able to build your base? I've got a great base of people, but I'm in a really small town and we all know each other, so we'd all be inviting each other to the same parties. So I'm trying to figure out how to build that base even further.
Okay, so do you do home parties or mostly Facebook
So I
parties?
just started, like, this is my 2nd month, so I've just done Facebook parties so far.
Okay, so I mean, when I was doing home parties, I was meeting strangers out and about. Like, I was going to Walmart and I would be like, hey, you have a cute haircut. Where do you go? And can I share my catalog with you? And can I get your follow-up information? And because that was kind of a different time. I mean, now we have the coronavirus, so they might be like, don't talk to me. So with Facebook, I really have utilized my own parties with different groups of people. Like, and I'll do my own, I'll be the hostess. But in this group, I'll have 10 people from my old church, or this group, I'll have 10 people from college or high school, and just start out that way. And if you're really good about doing live videos, engaging people, getting bookings, you'll book with someone, and then they'll have all their friends that you didn't know that are coming. So I would say just having a lot of your own little parties. And then, of course, the info kits. I built my whole business with info kits. Do you know what an info kit is?
Yeah, I've used those quite often and really encourage people to buy those to just start looking at lemongrass spa.
Yeah, so the way that I did it in the very beginning, I had to replace my income. I had to make $1,000 in my third month. So I was a little different than most people, but I had to make $1,000 in my third month or I was going to have to go find a job. And so I told myself I'm going to invest in some of these info kits. So personally, I did pay for them, but I didn't just send them out. I'd be like, hey, Kelly, I really value your opinion. Would you mind trying these products out and letting me know what you think? Yeah, of course. Okay, great. What's your skin type? And then I would, if she was really dry, I would send the body polish one. We used to have a charcoal one, but we don't have that. But we do have some news that's coming out soon that we'll get some more face care to send out. But so anyway, I would send it to her. I would watch the shipping. Kelly, it's coming. It's going to be there Saturday. Are you going to be able to try it this weekend? Yes, I will. Okay, fantastic. Monday. Kelly, how did you like it? Oh my gosh, I loved it. Well, Kelly, why don't you have a Facebook party? You could get that for free. Okay, what do I have to do for a Facebook party? Oh, it's super simple. It's 5 days. I don't say easy because it's not easy, but it's simple. I'll teach you what to do. I'll partner with you. And it's only 5 days long. I go live on the third day. That's the day you have to be there. That's your party night. And we close. And then, oh, by the way, you can sign up, become a consultant if you want. I'd love to do this with you. And so that is basically what I did religiously from the time I started.
And I guess I hadn't thought about that part of it. What I invested in was more of the samples and various things. So I've done a little bit of that. Like I would do the drawings and I'd go out and I'd give them a sample and a teacup and a thing of tea and a catalog. And then I would ask them. But I guess what I need to do is ask them to review it on the group page or give me feedback.
Yeah, give you
So
feedback.
yeah.
Because
Okay.
treat it like your business partner. Like
Okay.
I'm in your mind, you know, like this info kit I paid for. This is my business partner and I'm investing in it. So I got to follow it. I got to follow up and see, how did you like it? Was it good? Did you not like it? You know, and then just be that person's like friend and really, really invest in them. Like, you know, what did you think about it? Oh, I liked it. Well, what did you like about it? You know, and then once they're like raving about it, well, why don't you have a Facebook party? And then just be quiet. Because usually what happens is like, why don't you have a Facebook party? I know you're really busy. It's okay if you don't. It's really fine. I'm just asking, you know. But if you just say, why don't you have a Facebook party? And then they're like, awkward silence. Okay, sure. What do I have to do?
Thank you.
You know, I like to tell too, Heather, whenever you ask that question, you have to wait for the answer. So just go ahead and put your tongue to the roof of your mouth until they answer. And then that trains us to stop and listen.
That's a great
and
idea.
You know, people have said before to pinch, but I don't like to pinch myself. So just put your tongue to the roof of your mouth and
yeah,
wait.
we don't want to hurt each other, ourselves.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's
Good
great.
question. Yeah.
So hopefully that answered your question, Donna.
Yeah.
It did. Thank you so much.
Hey, Laura, I like your background.
Thank you. I have a busy house.
Yeah.
My little Eli is wanting my attention.
Aw, that's okay.
I've learned a lot, and I needed to hear all this. I appreciate y'all.
Okay, good.
So, I hope it's okay. I hate that I have to leave, but
Oh no, that's okay.
Is there any
That's
way I
okay.
can watch this?
Yeah, it's recording.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Do you guys have any more questions?
Yeah.
I had a question. My friend who does pedicures in like a little private business, she was over at my house a couple weeks ago and she tried the body polish. We like did like a little spa treatment on her feet and she loved it and she wanted to use it in her business. But she was asking if she uses on her clients, could she buy several jars from me and then sell it to them, or like how would that work, since it's like I didn't know what I told her I would look into it.
Yeah, so she can't use it as a storefront. Like she can't use her storefront like you can't put these products on a shelf and say, this is, $15, $16, whatever. But what she could do is if she uses it, she could say, well, I'm a consultant. I could sell it to you, but it can't be like on display.
Okay.
But yeah, so she can take up orders as a consultant, but she just can't use it as her storefront.
Okay. All right. I'll let her know that because I was
Yeah.
like, oh, that would be awesome. But
Yeah,
I want to
that would
make
be
sure I didn't
great.
like break a rule or something.
Yeah. Yeah, she might want to sell up. Be your first, or do you have a consultant yet?
Do I what?
Do you have a consultant on your team?
No, I haven't got anyone under me yet.
So that is the best thing. Like when you get someone signed up underneath you, it's like a fire underneath you.
Okay, I'll let her know that then.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
Erin hasn't with the team very long either. We have Erin and Donna came on during COVID, and so it has just changed things. And I know you've had a bunch too, Heather. So this time hopefully is about over. But I tell you,
yeah.
we be more creative with our
Yeah.
sales.
Yeah. We just heard that
yeah.
our kids might go to school 2 days only in the fall and do the rest virtual. I'm like, that's the worst thing you can do is keep our teenagers away from each other. I mean, but anyway.
Yeah, that'd be tough. Well, it's been wonderful having everyone on tonight. I'm so glad and happy that you were able to join us. And as you think of questions, if you ask Heather or my girls, if you want to ask me, and I'll text Heather and I'll get the answers for you. And I've written down the things that you told me you would share with me, Heather, and I will share with you and you can post on your page.
Perfect.
So, thank you.
All right, ladies, thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.
Thank you.
Thank you.